Greetings, everyone. This is Lydia Clark, and I'm here to be for real by myself today. This is just a follow-up to the last video that Tim and I did regarding can messy dating turn into a beautiful marriage. I'm going to give you just a thumbnail of something I think everyone needs to know as far as relationships go. This normally takes hours and hours and hours of teaching, but we don't have time for that. I just want to give you a snapshot. Last week, I was talking to one of my friends. She's in her mid-30s and she's not dating right now. I had told her previously about the drama Tim and I experienced when we dated, and she said, I don't want to suffer. She said, I don't want to suffer when I start dating. And that's real. I get it. No one wants to experience turmoil and drama, especially like Tim and I did while they're dating. So this is what I told her. The reason why Tim and I experience such drama is because we had issues. Individually, we each had our own problems and issues that were unresolved, hadn't been dealt with. So what I told her was, while you are single, focus on getting your issues taken care of. You can't avoid problems in relationships. You're always going to have problems, but do what you can to help minimize it before you get in a relationship. We expect other people to change and we expect other people to be perfect, but the only person we have control over is ourselves. And so we need to evaluate ourselves and see if there's something that we need to work on. So Tim and I had issues, we had problems, but the thing is we didn't know that they were flaws or problems or issues from which we could be delivered or which could be healed. We didn't know that. And I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it probably till the day I die. What I have learned is that we mistake our pain for our personality. We're not thinking we have issues. Like we know that we feel certain ways that are probably not good, but we think that's just us. That's just who I am. That's just my personality. We think I know me and I am who I am. And we let people know it, especially when we get in relationships. We're like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. What we're really seeing is the result of what we've been through. Unresolved hurt, unresolved trauma, unresolved pain, and we're thinking this is how I am. We all experience hurt, trauma, pain, and those wounds do not go away. Time does not heal all wounds. You are not healed till you're healed. You're not delivered until you are delivered. And you may say, oh no, not me, but yeah. If you've been in any kind of relationship, you've had some pain, you've had some hurt, you've had some wounds. We experience rejection, we experience bullying or molestation or abandonment, betrayal as adults and children. And we experience all of this because of the world that we live in. It's a fallen world and people are not perfect and they don't handle us correctly. And if we're not handled correctly, we can end up broken in some areas of our life. For instance, when I was growing up, I was bullied a lot by girls. And that caused wounds in me. And, I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to handle it. But what happened was when I became an adult, I really could care less about relationships with women. Because I felt like you can't trust them. They're catty and jealous. And though I did have some close friends, a few close friends, but those were relationships that had been proven and they had been tried. But I wasn't interested in making new friendships. I wasn't open to that. I'm friendly with everyone. I'm not a standoffish person, but as far as you letting you in to be close to me or hanging out with you, and I could say that's just how I am. I don't need to hang out with a lot of women. That's just my personality. That's who I am. But that was not really me. That was not really me. And how it affected my relationships, of course, then I didn't form good friendships with women. And then secondly, it affected my relationship with, like, say, Tim. When we first got married, I was clingy, just so clingy. He's not that kind of person. you know. So he's like, "Don't you have some friends you can hang out with?" And I'd be like, "Nope." I wanted him to do everything with me. Well, that put stress on our relationship because he wasn't trying to be all that. So that wound affected my current relationships. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Not to mention that God had created me to minister to women. That's what I was supposed to be doing. And so I had to get healed and delivered from those wounds and forgive so that I could be whole in that area, so I wouldn't be that leech on Tim, and so that I could really properly minister to women. There are other things that come out, soul ties. Oh my goodness, if you have previous relationships, you can end up with a soul tie. And I can't go into all of this right now. You don't have the time. So I'm just going to try and move on. Maybe words were spoken to you that wounded your soul, wounded your spirit. Words like you're dumb, or you're ugly and nobody's going to want you, or you're not going to go far in life. Those words brings wounds that you need to be healed from. It can damage your self-image, your self-esteem. And so as far as relationships go, one impact that it can have is that because you don't think much of yourself, then you'll settle. You'll settle for anybody or people who are really not the best for you because you don't think you deserve better. Those are wounds that can be healed, that need to be healed. Words that were spoken by traumatized influencers in your life, influential people like parents or family members, or just people you look up to who have their own trauma and their own pain. They can put on you different thoughts and opinions, maybe about like men or women or certain situations because of their pain, and you take that on as your own. And so now it's affecting your decisions and your judgment as far as relationships are concerned. You need to be delivered from that. It could be you've been traumatized by what you saw growing up in your family. It wasn't your hurt or pain, but you saw someone else's hurt and pain, and you were traumatized by that. And probably even made what they call inner vows. It's like, I will never, or this will never happen to me because this. And you make these vows and they become self-fulfilling prophecies. You see it as a protection, but it's keeping you guarded against people who you really need to be vulnerable to. It's like your husband, or your wife. The dating relationship Tim and I described in the previous video, that's not the standard. That's not the kind of relationship that you want to have. So you can minimize all that by dealing with your trauma, your pain, your hurt, your wounds. And the true healing and deliverance comes from the power of God through his son Jesus. No one wants you to be the real you more than God, because he made you. He knows what you are supposed to be. And that's why he sent his son to bring healing, to bring us deliverance, to save us. And so then you have to be humble. It takes humility to admit, okay, yeah, I have a problem, I have an issue, I need help. You have to be humble and say, God, show me. Show me what's not me. And show me what I need to do to shed this, to get this off of me. And a lot of times it's forgiveness. A lot of times it is. You may think you're okay, but you're really not. And you need God to show you that. This reminds me of something that happened last week. My father has had hearing loss. And we know it, but he didn't recognize it. We were telling him, we think you need hearing aids. And he's like, no, I can hear fine. It's just you all turn away from me when you're talking. If you just talk to me, then I can hear you better. And we were like, no, we think you need some hearing aids. But he thought he was hearing okay. But anyway, we convinced him to get the hearing aids. And when he put them in, it was like a whole new world for him. He was hearing things that he hadn't heard before, but he didn't know that he was missing out on that because he had normalized his hearing loss. He became adjusted to his level of hearing, thinking that was the normal way to hear. I think about when I first got glasses. I didn't think my vision was impaired, but when I took the vision test, they told me I needed glasses. And I'm like, well, really? I think I see okay. But when I got the glasses and put them on, I was like, whoa, I did not know the world looked like this. It was like, it was just so clear. But I thought I could see. I had normalized my vision loss. And that's what's happening to a lot of us. We think we're okay, and we think that what's normal really is okay, but it's not. That's not wholeness. And this whole process of healing is not easy either. It can be difficult going to look back at wounds and how you got them. And that's why we don't do it. That's why we just keep it moving. We just want to press on and keep it moving, but those wounds don't go away, and it can be difficult looking at them. But you have to, because they alter everything. They alter your perception, how you see things. They alter how you interpret words and situation. It affects how you act and how you react. It affects how you think. But the goal is healing. And that's why you have to press through, because you want to be whole. You want to be in relationships, and you want to be whole, so that when the person that God has for you comes into your life, you're both as whole as you can be. There's a math fact that, two halves make a whole, and we want to apply that to relationships, that we each come in with our half, and together we make one whole. Nope, that's a lie. You be whole, and the person you're in relationship with, they need to be whole. Two whole people make a whole relationship. Okay? It reminds me also of a surgery that I had for a bowel obstruction. They had to cut me open and fix the obstruction and then sew me back up, and that was painful. The recovery was painful. Thank God they had anesthesia that helped me through the surgery, because that would have been painful as well. But I dealt with it, and I went through with it, because I knew that my digestive system needed to be fixed so that I could live a happy, whole life. I kept my eye on the prize, the eye on the goal. And that's why you submit yourself to looking at, okay, what's going on with me for real. And you allow God to bring that knife into your life that may be painful, but it's a cut of healing. It's a cut of wholeness. So just take the time to deal with you and your issues, because just like you have a list, again, of what you want in a spouse or whatever, they have a list too. And you can minimize the turmoil and the drama by receiving healing for yourself. Tim and I didn't know this. We had no knowledge of inner healing. We had no knowledge of deliverance. There was no internet, and so we couldn't look it up. There weren't videos just out there like it is now on these topics. So I just want to drop that little seed in your ear. I don't want you to be discouraged because of what Tim and I went through. The main point of that was just to let you know, if there is trouble, that doesn't mean that person is not for you. Neither Tim nor I are the people that we were when we started dating. As God showed us things and brought us into this knowledge of inner healing and deliverance, we got free, and it's a process. It's a process. It's taking time. We've had many moments, and are still having moments, where God shows us that something is not right, something is not good, and we have to deal with it. So you be encouraged. If you have questions, please just direct message us, drop us a line. We would love to hear your comments, and we will see you on the next video. In the meantime, just be the you were made to be, and keep it real. All right, till next time. Bye-bye.